Oh, it's on? Okay. Streaming. Dropped frames. So far, so good. Hey, guys. Hello. How are you guys? It's been a long time since I have streamed. I wanted to start at 2:30 exact. It's okay. It's alright. How are you guys doing? I I know this is a very unflattering angle, but anyone who owns a cat knows that, however your cat sits is how you sit. So I kind of was like in this position, and then my kitty, hey sweetie, camera shy, came over to lay on me, and now I'm kind of stuck in this position. So yeah, um, like I said, long time no see, you guys. Happy to see you here. I just randomly decided that I wanted to stream today. Um, it's a very weird day. And yes, I know I look a little different. I'm wearing lashes. I had an event. What's this? My brother. um, I had an event today in which they had did my makeup. And part of that included lashes. Wearing lashes for the very first time. They're so big. They're very pretty. I think the makeup artist did a very good job. Oh, are you leaving me? She's leaving me. Okay, I can move. I can move now. Okay, this is better. This is better. Somewhat. Okay. So yeah, I went to an event today, and um someone did my makeup, and it's a very pretty, from far away it just looks like my eyes just look busy, but very close up you can see like the actual prettiness that is my eyes. They're so big and fluffy. They're so big and fluffy. And so I like the most about that. It's my very first time wearing lashes. And let me tell you, the experience was super strange. First off, I'm not a person accustomed to wearing makeup. And because I'm not a person accustomed to wearing makeup, I think that's one of the reasons. I know that's definitely one of the reasons why I don't stream, is because I don't wear makeup. Um, by the way, if you can't hear me, let me know, because I'm 100% sure that my mic is on, but I'm using OBS, not Streamlabs OBS, just like regular OBS, which is for the better, because Streamlabs was just dropping my frames and making me look super unprofessional. But I was saying, I tend to not want to stream because I feel as though the most sought after female streamers are the ones who have to make themselves ultra presentable, versus like male streamers that just have to look decent enough. So I'm like, well, I don't really enjoy putting on makeup often. I prefer to have fresh face. No, shame towards women who like to put on their makeup, for streaming. I understand we live in a society. But it's just not something that I like to do, if only for fun, if only for fun. But I don't know, the whole idea of sitting down and getting out your primers and your bronzers and your mascara and your gel tip pens, and I'm just like, I'm about to be out here for an hour. So you're just like, I'm just trying to do one thing on here. So I don't necessarily like to put on a lot of makeup. So when the girl was putting my makeup on, excuse me, sweetie, when the girl was, oh crap, not my, not my, my closet. I mean, it's just a regular closet, that put your stuff in. I want to get the impression that my apartment looks nice and decent. um, See, this is a very nice spot. That's beautiful. That's very beautiful. My skin looks so rich. Oh yeah, that's a nice look. I like that. That's a nice side profile. So definitely can't see the kitchen. I haven't washed my dishes yet. um, yeah, when the girl was putting my makeup on, she was using not just regular powder, but some kind of like gel eyeshadow, and to do that she had to use a kind of a brush that was not really like a wah wah brush, but more of like a and I'm just like, the way the sensation was, I don't usually have a thing about textures and feelings and such, but for the first time I was like, oh my gosh, this is an awful experience, because on the outside of my eyeball it felt like stabbings, but on the underside of my eyelid it felt ticklish. So imagine being stabbed on the outside. Imagine like you were being stabbed and it was like, it hurts on the outside, but it tickles on the inside. And I'm trying to be a professional, because that's what kind of event it was. It was a professional event. And I didn't want to make her work hard for her. So um, she had a cape over, oh shoot, she had a cape over me, and so I'm like kind of gripping my fingers under the cape, kind of rubbing my hands together like this, so I concentrate more on the sensation of my fingers, which are now getting super dry and ashy. Let's go get some lotion. um Excuse me, honey, why are you in my way all of a sudden? um But yeah, I was kneading my fingers underneath of the robe, because I didn't want to focus on the sensation of um there I go. I didn't want to focus on the sensation of the brush dabbing at my eyelids. It was very uncomfortable. And I think it's not because of her skill, and I don't think it's because of the brush she used. I think it's because of the pardon me, I think it's because of the type of product, like how there's liquid liner and then there's like gel liner. Anyway, I'm not a makeup channel. Um, but that's what she needed. There's better light in here. That's what she needed. Ignore my eyebrows. My eyebrows are kind of scabby. Don't ask. Don't ask. This dark side right here, that's what she needed to get into, and this light part, that was the dagger part. So I've got a lot of eyelid. Let me just close the curtain on that. I mean, it's like it's there, so it's there. So like that's what she needed to like get. I had a lot more eyeball that she could use. But I think because I have a lot of a thick eye fold, it kind of like probably erased away. I'm not sure. Look at that. They're so pretty. They just go, wah, wah. They're so cute. But it was nice getting my eyes done, and she did my eyebrows, but she didn't make them look nice and feathery. She made them look like a solid brow. Like how, like, if you're a new draw if you're beginning to draw, if you're a new beginner to drawing, and it's like if someone tells you draw an eyebrow, you're going to draw one line, versus someone who's actually a seasoned artist, or at least an intermediate artist, who knows, no, an eyebrow isn't just it's actually like, individual tiny light, you know variations of thickness of hair. So maybe you could have eyebrows like mine, which are like non-existent, like I like to call them Mona Lisa eyebrows, because they just ain't there. It's okay. It's okay. I'm fine with it. I really am. Or you can have them like, this close to a unibrow, someone who has a lot of hair. And she just made it like one solid brow. Like like it looked like she just stamped a brow, like a brow stamp and went brow, instant brow. I'm not gonna like, dog on her makeup skills. I'm not gonna do that. That's not what I'm trying to do. Cause it's just her job. I'm not trying to get anybody. I mean, you guys would never know who she was, but I mean, because the rest of the job she did was very nice. So because I've grown up with no eyebrows, to see myself with eyebrows actually makes me self-conscious. It makes me feel like everyone's staring at me. Like most people have way more eyebrow than I do, but I like that about myself. I like the fact that I don't really have a lot of eyebrows. It's weird. It's a very unique trait about me. It's like one of those things that you laugh about at yourself. So to see myself with way more eyebrow now than most people, if that I got the perfect thing. Cause I'm looking at my pop figure right here. My Pocahontas pop figure. This is what my eyebrows look like. Just one solid brow. Just solid. No feathering, no wispy, no, using like a little mascara thing to like make them look nothing. It was just brow. And I'm just like, I don't know if they're supposed to look like that. I didn't say that. But I didn't say that, but I thought it was funny. And I'm just like, well, I'm in your chair, so I'm in your chair, girlfriend, so I ain't gonna say nothing. Um, but then she put on the lashes. The lashes now felt weird because that was another odd texture sensation thing where I'm like, okay, I guess I'm okay with this. And I thought I was gonna get, some nice sparse, just barely there, just add a little volume. Basically the extensions of your own eyelashes. No, she put on these. She put on these, wing like they're huge. Maybe these aren't as long as I think I am, but they're so curly. That's what I like the most. They don't just do like this, or they don't just do like they don't do like this, and they don't do like that either. They're just nice and. I think this is exactly what I imagined the first time I'd ever wear eyelashes, and they're very cute. They give my eyes a very like a diva look. They're very very pretty, and I do like the. I'll do it again. I do like the shade thing that she's got going on. Honestly, for someone who doesn't wear makeup, my makeup to someone who is like, super advanced is probably like, girl, that's such a basic look. Like a sixth grader could do that. Probably. Most likely, definitely. Especially these new people, these new kids out here. But the sensation of putting on an eyelash was very not fun because most people don't like things done to their eyeballs because there are certain parts of our bodies that we protect. You're on a bus, someone's gonna bump into your arm. You're walking on the street. So it's just that certain parts of you are probably going to get exposed or touched or bumped or whatever. But when it comes to your own face, you're very particular about people getting in your face because I think that, or at least the head, you know what I mean? Because, the head is literally where all of your senses. If you stop and think about it, the head is extremely important because, me and my rants, the head is extremely important because that's literally where all of the things that we need are up here. Like, this is mission control. Like, going blind, going deaf, going dumb, losing your sense of smell, and what was it? Sight, hearing, speaking, scent. Oh, in touch. Okay, in touch. But like, would you rather lose your hand or a sense of smell? I mean, if I had to lose one hand, if I had to lose one hand, let it be the left, right with this hand. But yeah, a lot of it goes on this way. So when she's like near my eye and she's like got that little angle tool, it looks like a tweezer, but imagine a tweezer and then a little extra angled out. So it kind of like, clamps the lash so it can like, oh, it's kind of like that little tiny tool that people who put together ships and bottles, you know? Except it's like nowhere near that long, but it's kind of like the same concept. And she puts it on my eye and she's using the delicate forceps to like kind of like get it into place. So she says she wants me to keep my eye open just a little bit, like not have it completely closed, but like just slightly open, which is weird because you either want to have your eye open because you're trying to see who's in my eye, but you also want to have it closed because something's in my eye. And naturally, when something it gets in your eye, you want to blink, you want to cover your eye. So it's kind of like this weird. And it's just like, again, don't make her job hard. Don't make her job hard. Be good in her chair. And then it's like I can kind of see her doing surgery on my eyelid. And like, just carefully and beautifully, she did a very good job, patting it into my eye line so it's not like, one of them is like more over here and one of them is like, over there. No, she did it like very nicely. She did very nicely. I am scared to take them off. She said, no, just start from the corner and just pull it. And I'm just like, I just feel like I'm going to like just tear off. I'm like, I already don't have any eyebrows. What if I just tear off all of my lashes? What if I just tear off all of my lashes and then I really have to wear lashes the rest of my life? I don't know how people do it though. I don't know how people do it like day in, day out. Like it's kind of like messing with my field of vision because kind of like, the sensation of the fact that everyone can see their nose, but the brain just blocks it out. Like the nose is always in. Oh, my nose is so shiny, by the way. Probably because I just put a makeup wipe on, so it's kind of like moisturized. Um, but yeah, the brain blocks out the nose because the nose is always right there, but it's like, okay, we're not going to be looking at this for the rest of our life. It's there, right? So the brain blocks out your nose. So it's I it this is a new sensation. Like I'm nowhere near accustomed to having this much eyelash. So right now, if I look up, I can see a whole row of lashes. And if I lift up my eyes like this, I can feel, because they're so big, the lashes touching my eyeballs. It's a weird sensation. Too many things being happening to my eyes in one brief setting. So it's like and then I close my eyes, the bottom part of this eyelash, I can feel like the hard part. If I do this, it feels weird. But then also I feel the glue, the urge, the great grand urge for me to just be like, ow. I feel like the hardened glue from the bottom part of the lash. The bottom part of the lash has the glue. So if I were to do this, and I'm a student, or anyone who actually sits in front of a computer or uses their eyeballs long term, because if you have the chance to work in something where, your eyes are shifting focus from something far away to something close to you, to, relative regular light, you probably won't be doing like all day unless you were tired. But for people who have to like concentrate extra hard, like, especially people who work in the office and look at a screen all day, you're going to want to do, this. And I'm a grad student, so I do this all the time, So it feels very strange. But now I really get it when they say beauty is pain, because they're so pretty. I'm just like, I'm so uncomfortable, but damn it, I'm gorgeous. I was like, can I sleep in these tonight? Because I don't have any glue. I don't have any glue because I don't wear. My laptop is hot. I don't have any glue because I don't wear any lashes. So now I'm thinking, well, now I just got my first pair of lashes for free, but I don't have like a little lash case or whatever. You know how, like, the girlies get their lashes and they have like a case for them. So like they keep them in these cases like contact lenses. And so I don't know, peel them off and put them in a nice little special jar I have. But they're very nice. They're very nice. Like, I can definitely see the appeal. And when you stop and think about it, it's no wonder that beauty standards, when it's so easy to say, like, oh, that's so dumb, I would never do that, why can't people just be happy with the way that they look? It's really easy to say that until, like, you try a thing. You know what I mean? Like, you try a thing and then you realize, oh, well, that does look nice. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. And then you take it away and they're just like, ooh, is that what I look like without it? Like, I had no problem, absolutely not at all, with my eyelashes. I had no problem with them at all. So now that I have these big, huge, gigantic, looky-loos right here, that don't really make my eyes look bigger. They don't make my eyes look bigger, but they do make them more, no, they're more like come hither eyes, They're very pretty. It was kind of funny when I was putting on my sunglasses and I was walking home, and they just kept knocking the inside of my lens, and again, the texture is just like, ew, I want to take them off. It's so sunny outside. What a weird feeling, weird sensation. So this is why I look this way. I would like to take credit for it, but alas, I cannot. It's okay though. I'm I'm doing some personal projects, fun projects. Nothing is wrong. I'm doing some really fun personal projects uh, that have definitely taken me away from YouTube, and I apologize for that. I apologize for not being on YouTube, on Twitch, doing all of the things. But I'm not. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because it's not like I'm being lazy or anything. I'm a grad student and I work full time, so it's not like my life isn't full. You know what I mean? I just have other things going on, and anyone who's ever submitted a YouTube video ever, knows that there is a good deal of editing and creating thumbnails and adding effects, you know just like, just doing things over and over and over again, that when you finally put out one, the idea of, like, time to do it all over again, it's like, oh my god, are you serious? Like, I gotta do all of that again. I can definitely see how, like, creators of all platforms can get super burned out, because okay, first of all, it depends on if you really care about the thing. If you're just churning out content to churn out content, oh my goodness, I would burn out, because I don't like doing things for no reason. That's just the Virgo way. We don't do things for no reason. So when you do something that you care about, you know, um, there's a lot more time and effort and care and sincerity and accomplishment that you feel after you've done your research, after you have edited, scaled it down. After you scaled it down, and you posted it, and you really kind of don't care, if it doesn't get like a whole bunch of views. It's the sense of completion and satisfaction that you get from actually putting yourself literally out there on World Wide Web. So, so, if you hear a bunch of stuff outside, my window's open. I don't want to like turn the AC on because that's artificial air. It's summertime is like, going to be going just like that. So might as well get the nice, warm, crisp, clean, fresh air while we've got it. It's at that point where it's like it's too warm to have on the AC, but it's too cool it's definitely too, warm and cool and relaxing to turn on the heat. Absolutely not. Um, where I have been, what I've been up to. Um, like I said, I am in grad school, and that is a that is something that changes you as a person. And I'm not trying to get like super deep or anything. I'm not trying to get like, philosophical, like I've seen things, man. I'm not the same person I used to be, but it changes you as a person in many different ways. Oh, here's a hair from the wig I was wearing. Again, I went to an event. But I was on Twitter and I'm like a part of like how you can follow certain things like themes. I follow college life slash grad school, and oh god, get out of my eye. Sorry, if like a big piece of mascara chunk was like, ugh. Am I digging the actual eyelash out of my eye? Sorry, it feels so weird. Please pain. But I was on Twitter and there was this guy that had his undergraduate, his bachelor's undergraduate, his master's, and his doctorate ID badge. I guess he went to the same school for all of his entire collegiate career, and you can see from undergraduate all the way to his doctorate where he's just like he just changed. That Bob Parr meme where it's like, Bob from The Incredibles and it's like a normal looking face, and then it's like things get worse and the picture worsens, and things get even more worse and the picture worsens. That's what he looked like. He looked like in the first one, he looked so bright and young and squirrely and, happy and just like, I'm in college. I'm gonna make such a, a splash and make a big person of myself. Things are gonna be great. I can't wait to, embark on this frontier of life. And then you get to his grad school one, the master's, and he's just like, looked like he did some time in prison. And then by the third one, for his doctorate, he looks like he looked like he was sentenced to death row. It was bad. It was not good. And yeah, for it depends on like, what you go through in your personal life that can have a major mass effect on how you're able to go through your collegiate postgraduate life. So if you can stay in your parents' house and they'll say, hey, if you want to stay at home from like high school graduation all the way until you get your doctorate, by all means, no rush, no worry, take your time, do your thing. We know you're out here trying to do your best. That's going to be a different person compared to somebody who is living on their own, um, has children, someone who has a full-time job, someone who is probably struggling while they're in school, finally waiting until they get all of their school together so they can finally start living a decent life. It's going to change people. Also, depending on what you're actually doing, by learning about the thing that you are going to school for. Like maybe you want to be a lawyer and you're really learning about specific things like, the immigration legal system, or you're looking at learning about child welfare. And that also could take a toll on you when you see that you're learning things not just so that you can understand it, but you're learning things and how and how uh it matters in the world. So if you're learning about like child welfare, then you're learning about like, okay, this is how you advocate for children, and these are the problems that you're going to encounter. And then since you're going to have to get licensed in your state, you're going to have to see the problems in your state that you personally are going to have to overcome. So I know something I personally like. First of all, I learned two things. One of them is that it wasn't until I think 1970 something. I think 1976 is the date, but I could be wrong. But all I know is that it was, for something like this to be passed, it should have been passed decades ago, and that's duty to warn. And duty to warn is basically a therapist or a clinical professional's legal obligation to alert um, per, medical, not medical, well, medical professionals. Um, uh, uh, I just completely lost my train of thought. It's basically alerting anyone that can help you and also prevent you from causing harm to other people. So if that means getting in touch with your psychiatrist, getting in touch with the police, getting in touch with all kinds of people to make sure that, hey, this woman told me that very specifically and very intentionally, she has every intention of and she leaves this office, she's going to harm her mother, or she's going to harm her children, or she's going to harm her boss or her coworker. Like, it's going to happen. That's called duty to warn. You have a duty to protect the life of someone else outside of your client, which means that you had to break confidentiality. Maryland is one of those states in which we practice duty to warn. The fact that it was not passed until there are people alive today that were living under no duty to warn law. And there are some states today that you do not have that some therapists and professionals do not have a duty to warn. And that bothers me. That bothers me. It bothers me because the reason why duty to warn came about, you might want to look this up on your own, but in a nutshell, and I'm not trying to give anyone a big history lesson. It came about from a man who said that he was very much intentionally going to harm his girlfriend when she came back from either out of town or out of the country. And they literally said, they literally told her parents, they told her friends, they told her job, they told and they didn't even say, hey, he's coming after your daughter, he's coming after your friend. They literally said you might want to keep an eye out on him, or maybe just a heads up, like some kind of weird psychic lady from the docks, beware, there's danger in your future. They didn't just outright say you in danger, girl. They told everybody else, but they did not tell the person who was in danger. And she died. She was killed because they did not warn the person who was in danger. It's really crazy because it just makes you. Sorry. She doesn't know I'm streaming. It's really crazy because it makes you think that these things are common sense. But then, the fact that a law has to be passed, and a law isn't passed until too, like, you think to yourself, oh, a law like that, yeah, probably, 1920 or something. No, man. No, I'm talking about, like, people who are alive, or you yourself, depending on who's watching this, you were alive when it was possible that somebody could have had it out for you and a therapist wouldn't do anything about it, or they would be very ill equipped to handle it. There was no protocol, there was no procedure, there was no guidelines for that. And it's just like, it reminds me of, like, back in the day. I mean, I wasn't alive during that time, but it reminds me of, like, when you read about, like, older serial killers, and the fact that a lot of the times people were getting killed because people left their door open. And I'm just like, what? And then just like, I don't know, when people say, like, well, at the time that was just, how things were done back in the day, you didn't have to, like, leave your door open. I'm like, but doors are doors. And I may say, like, I'm victim blaming. It may sound like I'm victim. I'm saying the word now, it's sounding strange. Victim blaming. Now, it may sound like I'm victim blaming, but I'm just like, a door is a door. And a door has a purpose. A door has a function. And I'm pretty sure that door has a lock. And locks are locks. And locks have a function. So, if you have a whole door that, you're not using as it's intended to do, then it's like, you definitely don't deserve it. But, I mean, come on. What the heck? So, I don't know. That really bothered me. That really bothered me. And I learned about that, I think, a year ago, and it still lives in it's not even rent free. They have a mortgage now. That thought has a mortgage. That thought is in there to stay. That's not going anywhere. That thought isn't going anywhere. I don't like how I learned about that. It was like part of, like, the legal part of my program, and I'm just scrolling through the article, through the textbook, like, wait, what? Huh? Beg pardon? Mm-mm. I was like, nope, don't like that. Don't like that at all. So, again, that's the kind of thing that you learn, during your master's program, and that's the whole purpose, though, is to get you thinking. You're not just sitting there absorbing information that you're never going to use again for whatever. You don't just, like, learn the information and write it down and then you get the A. No, you should, you should be taking a lot of information about how to properly provide healthcare services to the patients whose lives you will be heavily impacting. What you say and what you do saves lives as a mental health therapist. I know it's not one of the hard sciences, it's not, brain surgery, rocket surgery, how they say. But, it's still important. It could be the difference between someone, taking their life or the life for another. Or it could be, what you say could help someone hold on for a little while longer. You just never know. So that's one thing. And those things as well, when you are doing a master's program and working for the public sector, is that the things that you tend to do at the master's level, are for, the things that you do are going to impact a lot of people on a big scale. I mean, hey, if you become an accountant, that's very wonderful. You're smart. You're very smart. I wish I could do math and be clever and, just be quick with the numbers. But you're, for the most part, affecting one person when you handle their money. If you are an architect or if you're an engineer, I think, yeah. If you mess up on the schematics of a bridge, a lot of people can die. A lot of people can be harmed. A lot of people can, they might make a Wikipedia page out of the bridge that you built. The 2045 Brooklyn Bridge disaster, You don't want to, because I think it was like someone who said, you never actually want to be well known as an architect or as an engineer. One of the two. because it usually means that you messed up. So I'm just like, got you. That makes a lot of sense. Oh my god, it's a beautiful side profile. I love that. Can I screen capture that? Damn it, I don't know how to do it. Somebody screen capture this. So that's one of the things that like takes a toll on you in your grad program, is you're trying to absorb so much information in such a limited amount of time. And even though you have like a lot more teaching and learning to do afterwards, just like cross the stage and then they send you out into the world. There's like residency and hours and clinical supervision and all that stuff. We're making sure that we're not just unleashed upon you in the world. But it's a lot of information to absorb, and that's why I look tired. A lot of times I don't feel like also getting onto. I don't feel like making the switch from jumping from diversity and social justice therapy, and then I just write a manga review for Kagagurui. It's hard. It's hard, making that mental jump to be like. And usually I'm very good at it. Usually I'm very, very good at it because I work from home now. It's like I work at a desk, and then I change laptops, and then I'm still at the same desk. And no matter how much time I give myself in between, say I leave my desk for an hour and come back, I still feel like my muscle memory is saying you're going to work. And which it is work, crafting a review, writing things out and making my notes. But I'm just reminded that, hey, just not that long ago you were sitting here reading about this information that made you kind of sad, that made you kind of, despondent, I think the word is. Yeah. So there's that. The second thing that this one lives in my head rent free. This is not really rent. It's more like a timeshare. It's not really there, often enough, but it kind of like pops in randomly, like, once in a very rare while, is the fact that Medicare does not cover mental health or substance abuse services. And you would think that after a very long life and you have taken in a lot of joy and sadness and regret and you've lived a long life of living, and you're going through a lot of life changes, life transitions. You're losing people. You're gaining more bad things, than good things. There are more days behind you than you have ahead of you. When you're 20, someone could say in 20 more years. When you're 30, someone could say 30 more years. When you're 60, you're kind of like, 60, you're not dead for sure. That's a lot of life at 60 still. You could live for like 25 more years after 60, but, it's a lot of big transitions, both in your surroundings, in your circle, your environment. Like maybe you retired and you're moving to other old people, whereas before you probably lived in the city where you were just an old person amongst all different types of people. So depending upon the old people that you move around, if they're just like waiting to die, then that's gonna like, make you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to die any day. But if you're around other people who are just like, oh baby, finally free, life's just getting started again for the last part of our lives, let's get out there and shake it up. You're probably going to be like, all right, this is nice. So you still want to be able to talk to someone about that kind of stuff. Also, again, like I said, you've lived a long life. So you might now be just like, getting into drinking, or maybe you never kicked this drug habit, and again, because you're going through so many transitions, you're leaning on maladaptive coping mechanisms, and you need somebody to talk about that. Maybe you need help with managing your diabetes and hypertension, and there, free groups for that. If you contact your local healthcare clinics, if you're a certain age, you can qualify for. Sorry about that. It's Baltimore. You can qualify for free programs, but it's crazy how at the end of your life you need the most help with your eyes, with your teeth, with your body, with your mental health, and it feels like they're just not feels like they take away, the insurance companies take away a lot of your support. And one of the greatest facets of support that people need is insurance. You know, So, I mean, you could have your entire family surrounding you, giving you all the love and saying, we're not going to leave you, anything you want, just say the word and we're there. But if you don't have the right insurance, then you're going to be suffering. Your eyes going to get worse, your teeth are going to get worse, your hearing is going to get worse, your mental health is going to get worse. You're going to start sinking into yourself. So that honestly makes me sad that is I want to advocate for that a lot. I want that to be something that I work towards, not just for the people of Baltimore, not the people for Maryland, but for all people in this nation that, for the people who have been blessed enough to reach that old age, that they should still be taken care of. To even to when they get put in the ground. So that's just like, all of the things that, are swirling around in my head, and part of the reason why it's hard for me to just transition from grad student mode super serious to like, yeah, manga, anime, webtoons, it's like it's not there. Oh god. Oh god, I feel like a lash. Oh god, I feel like a super huge lash just like fell into my eye, which is like, how is that possible? I thought these are fake, or maybe they're like, are they real lash? No, no. So you're like, how like people can buy like fake hair to put on your head? Are lashes real? People's lashes? No way, no way. That's crazy. No. Forget I even said that. That's dumb. Uh-uh. No, that's crazy. I don't know why I thought that. Because I just thought that the only way a lash falls into your eye is when your dead lash falls into your eye. So I'm like, well, why would a fake lash fall into my eye? They're supposed to be like in there pretty good. Anyway, anyway, um, I am doing. I'm very blessed. I'm still alive. I just recently celebrated my birthday. Oh yeah, I forgot. I just recently I celebrated my birthday like within the week. So, I just recently uh turned another year older, and instead of like, saying I want to party, I want to be out there drinking, hookah, yeah, I was just like, I didn't want to inconvenience any of my friends. First of all, it's a birthday. I'm 32, by the way. I'm not really scared about sharing my age, but I'm 32. And it's not one of the like, prime, everybody like, come out and we're going to party until 3 o'clock in the morning kind of birthdays, It's not like I'm like 40 or 50 or 60, or whatever. Mm-mm. I'm not 21. I'm 32. So I thought to myself, let me just be grateful that I am alive and I am well and I am able and I am here. So I just told my friends that I said, it's okay. Let's just swipe left on this one. It's okay. Just, you know, just move on. Just skip me. Uno skip. Just skip me this year. I wasn't really preoccupied or, bothered with actually having a birthday. I relaxed, or at least I tried to. God. Relaxing is so hard when you're accustomed to actually doing something all of the time. All of the time. I envy guys. I envy men. Men are just really good at not doing anything. They're so relaxed. It's always women that always find things to do, That's something we got to work on, ladies. We have to work on that. We always, I mean, I get it. There are things to always do, but it's not going to kill us to not get it done, you know? So, I mean, it depends though, because depending upon, like, whether or not you're in like, say, for example, you're in a heterosexual relationship. I have been in a heterosexual relationship where you wash the dishes and everything is sparkling neat and clean and put away, and then it's your man's turn, and then you see like four things soaking on the counter, and it's like, what is this? It has to soak, and you know that all it needs is a little bit of elbow grease, which is so weird because, aren't men supposed to be the stronger sex? Gender. I don't know anymore. I know they're not interchangeable, but I'm just like, aren't men supposed to be the stronger ones? So it's just like, as a woman that you have put on, oh Jesus, as a woman you have put on those rubber gloves, got that scrubbing, that pad, and just, buffed it out, and it came back brand new. You may have soaked, you yourself might have soaked it for like an hour, but you come back to it, darn it. You come back to it. You see how it's like flaked up, and it's like, okay, the grease is separated, and you do it. You get it done. And I don't know, guys will just be like, it's like, do you guys hate washing the dishes that badly? I mean, male or female, a lot of people don't like washing dishes, but when it comes to men, the urge, the male XY chromosome urge to let things soak. It's like they see a pot and it's just like, this is showing slight resistance. Better let it soak for like a week. And it's just like, why do you do this? And this is not just a gender thing. This is anyone who knows their way around a kitchen, male or female, knows that you can't let everything soak. Like, you can't let a cast iron, you can't let a cast iron pan soak like that. You can't let, like certain things just weren't meant to soak. So it's like, they're ruining your kitchen supplies, and then you have to go get new ones, and then it's just, you wonder, like, is this relationship even worth it? Because everyone knows how expensive kitchen things are. Like, go to Walmart. Just go to Walmart and buy a pot. Go to Walmart and buy a. I'm gonna show you. Like, if you are an adult and you have to buy things for yourself, take a look around your apartment, and you will see that when you take a good look at everything, you realize that everything that you have ever bought, everything in your apartment, you had to pay for. You had to pay for everything in your apartment. How do I switch this around? I don't think I can. Well, no, because the webcam is facing me. Good job, genius. Okay. This pot right here, $15. $15. And no, I didn't go to Crate and Barrel. I didn't go to Sur La Table. If you know, you know. I didn't go to those nice schmancy places. I went to Walmart because I needed a big pot. And those are the same pots that you don't put, a fork or a spoon into. And God knows that's the same kind. The again, the XY urge to use the most rustiest the most rustiest dinkle hopper in your drawer to be like stir, 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 and it's just like I'll kill you. I'm just like this relationship ain't worth it. So I'm single. It's okay. It's all right. I am a happily single. Obviously, I'm a very happy single 32. You know, I'm available. I am looking. I am not looking. No, I'm a grad school student. No. But I'm open. I'm open. I can't really pay that much attention, but you know, when I am available, you know, we can hang, we can chat, we can talk. Uh, but yeah, being 32, it just makes me feel happy that I am alive, and um there's a lot that I want to get done. Recently I've just been recently, and this is again, remember earlier I was talking about like, you know, how you're changing and you're evolving. And when you're changing and evolving, I'm messing with the lashes, they're so pretty and fun. They're so fun and soft and bouncy. They're so soft and bouncy, like feathers. Ooh. But when you're evolving, you're going through a process, sometimes it's not good to like get into things or continue going through things or trying to push yourself through things if you're trying to metamorphosize yourself. And sometimes we need to take a step back and do those things. We need to take a step back and say, you know what? It doesn't even have to be anything bad. Like maybe you just need to reevaluate and pivot, you know? Learn to stop and pivot. Like stop. It's kind of like GPS. GPS yourself. There you go. GPS yourself. Stop, reassess, reevaluate, reroute, pivot and go. It's okay. Don't try to like, you know, keep going. It's not like that, you know, that game Snake, right? It's not like Snake where it's like you had to make a quick sudden decision, you know, or else you're going to eat yourself or hit your tail. You know, I think that's how the game goes. You're not supposed to hit your own body. Stop. Stop and just take inventory of what's going on, you know, what you want to do, where you want to go, how much does it mean, how much you're willing to sacrifice, how much you're not willing to sacrifice, what doesn't even matter to you anymore, what means the world to you. And even then, just reflect. Just reflect, you know. If you have a job that is taking care of you and you hate it, I know I've been in a job that I hate, and it's not about a job. It's like literally any situation. It's, you know, family situations, your job, school, friends, romance, your own personal self. Relax, relax, and have a conversation with yourself. Have many conversations with yourself. Many conversations in which you just learn to just pivot. It is okay to relax. And I can't believe, I mean, I'm telling the one saying that because I have a hard time relaxing. Again, that's the Virgo way. That is the Virgo way, giving great advice and taking none of it for myself. How I felt on my birthday when I was trying to relax is literally exactly like that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward left SpongeBob in the restaurant and he wanted to take the day off, but he couldn't because he thought SpongeBob was messing up the whole day. Yes, that's exactly how I felt. It was so difficult. I felt so guilty just relaxing and enjoying myself. I'm like, what? I'm not doing nothing at all? Nah, this ain't right. Oh, this ain't right at all. Mm. But yeah, you just gotta like just take the time to reevaluate what you not even it again. It also it could be what you don't want to do. Like, what do I need to like move on? And it's just like, how about just standing still for a minute? Like Baltimore, am I right? Just standing still for a minute and just being. Just standing still and just being. There was this really super funny video. It's a TikTok, but it made its way to Facebook. I mean, YouTube. And it's this guy who talks about hobbies and how hyperfixation is basically just how the two of them don't mix. And how a lot of people, it could be linked to ADHD, but I think it's also could be just linked to anxiety, you know? Again, the urge to always be doing and being in control and finding an overcommitted sense of finding purpose and value, and reaching for a goal. Now I understand that, philosophically, man cannot be without chaos. Man must always be marching forward in pursuit of progression. I understand that. But it has to come to a point where it's just like, this is enough. It's okay to just be enough and just be and just have. It's just. The funny thing about like the guy was that I want to play it on my phone, but I don't want to get like flagged. I'm rarely you you know I'm rarely on Twitch and I rarely stream, so I don't know the terms of service. Also, if I stream this, if I play it on my stream and I upload my stream to YouTube, am I both violating Twitch terms of service and YouTube terms of service? I don't want to mess with that. But what it was basically about was he was singing this kind of chant about hyperfixation and about how, I think what I'll do is I'll attach the video to this video when I upload it to YouTube because it's super funny and it's basically about how you're buying things for your hobby, not just buying like, the beginner things, but you think, oh yeah, I'm going to start a new hobby. This is my whole entire life now. I want to be this person. I want to be that person. I want to be that type of person that does this thing. So I want all of the things about this hobby. So I'm going to like make this my whole life. I'm going to be like, a candle girl. I'm going to be, a skateboard guy. So you just start doing all of the research for this hobby. You want to, and let's be honest, with the intention of eventually monetizing it, because we live in a society capitalist hellscape. We live in a society where it's like it's not enough that you just enjoy something. It's just like, you stand there on a gold mine, make some money off of it. So, you research all of it. You have the idea and, it sparks into you that it's like, oh my gosh, like I could be that person. So you do all the research and then you start buying little things, little by little. But, again, because you believe in your whole heart and soul that you're going to be this type of person, that you're going to be like, well, go big or go home, right? If I'm going to have this thing be my whole hobby, I want the best. So now you don't just buy like, oh, I just bought like this cute little, these dollar store candles. No, you don't even want like, expensive Yankee candles. You want candles from some, some not very well known underground, if you know, kind of candle shop that that takes the wax from organic bees, that only pollinate lavender flowers. Candles like $85, but it's like so worth it with its sandalwood wick. Sometimes I just humor myself, and it's just like, that was a good one. It's like we all, not all of us, but a lot of people do it. We get so excited about this new thing that's going to, like, again, give us purpose, give us, something to work on, work towards. And then you start like, oh, I'm going to like make a business, or I'm going to like, do this and do that. And then you start getting into the hobby. Ow, that was my arm. Sorry. You start getting into the hobby, and then little by little, way faster. I mean, I'm talking about like the downward slope, the downward drop is just as rapid as the upward incline. So you're just like, I'm totally into this thing, and now I'm not. And then just like, oh my gosh. And I think the funniest part where he was just like, that's enough of that. I'm off to find a new hobby. Hyperfixation is great. My house is filled with half-done projects. Yeah. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. What a hilarious way to be exposed. It's like, it takes laughing at yourself to the nth degree, because it's just like, oh my god. He like really laid out he does it so much more funnier than I do. I just don't want to get flagged. But like I said, I'll link it. Oh my god, it's so funny though, because it's just like, it me. He just like me for real. I'm just like, oh no, that's really not a good thing. That's a bad girl trait. Bad girl trait. And it's just like, I'm thinking to myself, like say for example, you want to get into journaling. You can't just be regular and normal and just get a composition notebook from the dollar store and a pencil. That's it. No, you have to get, um uh a journal that has like recycled paper. I mean, this is actually very nice. If you actually do want to help the planet, it does help to actually buy recycled journals, made from plastics and old newspapers. But that's besides the point. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. You want to get like the bougiest, eco-friendly journals, and you want to buy a quill and ink, and you want to start taking calligraphy lessons. So you buy like a gigantic case that has like 14 different pen nibs, and then you buy all these different colors of ink, and then you buy for some reason, like you want to start like making letters with wax seals, so you buy the little thing with you buy all, and it's the thing is that you never come to your senses. Like maybe when you buy one thing, you never come to your senses when you buy 3 things. You finally come to your senses when you bought all of the things. It's not until you bought the last meaningless, expensive item that you're just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. You're just like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. So you're just like, no. And then it's like, you tell yourself, I don't have to do this every day. I'll just do it like every other day. And then every other day turns into once a week. And then you tell yourself, well, as long as I do it once a month. And then next thing you know, you don't even know where that thing is. Oh God, I don't have a lot of those in my house, but I think I have experienced that possibly, I want to say 2, maybe 3, definitely 2 times, but no more than 3. That whole cycle. And usually it's not something super expensive where it's like, digital technology, like, oh yeah, I bought like a $800 like, Canon camera or a Seiko camera. I know Seiko's probably like, way more than $800. Or I wanted to start drawing, so I bought like, this like super expensive oil pastel collection. Nah, it's usually something small, like I wanted to like get into, ironically, journals, but when I have the quill and the ink, but I didn't get that far. But I know people who usually go really, really far, and it's not your fault. You're not a bad person if you do this. Is you want to find purpose. You want to enjoy something. You're not just doing this meaninglessly for no reason. You want to, I think a lot of, as you get older and you have more responsibilities and you just have less time, there's just less time for you to appease your inner child. 'Cause when you're a child, you play most of the time. Most of the time you play when you're a kid. If you had a semi-decent childhood, whether you had a great one or a fantastic one or an acceptable one or a decent one, most of the time I would say that you probably had more enough time to play, or enough time for your imagination to wander, or you had enough time to be creative, or just investing into yourself, and things that you just overall love. Whether that was just, making a whole entire fort out of your parents, living room cushions, or it was just drawing in your coloring book. You were invested in something that made you happy. And so I think that, as we get older, we want to reconnect with that inner child that wants to play, and basically wants us to make ourselves happy. Which why I think that at one point those adult coloring books were so popular. Um, Side note, I actually love drawing and coloring books, but I don't actually use the adult ones. I actually draw in like kids coloring books. Like I have this strawberry shortcake coloring book for children, big gigantic pictures, and I use markers, crayons, colored pencils, whichever ones I'm feeling, and I just sit by my window and I color, I give them blue hair and orange shoes and purple skin. It makes me so happy to just be doing something so ridiculously unconventional. I'm not giving anyone any, like, oh, she's brown, or she's like, white, or, I'm going to give her red hair. No, she's going to have green hair, like bright neon green hair. And it makes me feel so good. And of course we get older, so our taste develops. So we know that, instead of just having the composition notebook with the pencil, that's nice and all. But wouldn't you like to have a nice, expensive, gold rimmed, like the edges of the pages are gold rimmed, the nice thick ribbon in the middle with the thick, tight spine and the gorgeous cover. Don't you want all that? We have the money, so a lot of people use that money to indulge in those nicer hobbies, in those basic hobbies with just nicer features. So I don't know. It's just, it's a very sad thing, but it's also a very warm and wholesome thing that, people want to connect with their inner child. I mean, it also could just be a thing for money, but I mean, anything that's really done in the pursuit of money is never going to last long. It's not, because you're already thinking of the end. And for the things that you want to do, like you absolutely want to do, like it's your passion, then yes, think about the end, because you have a goal. That is your goal. But if you're only thinking about the money, you can always earn more money. So then money is not a good motivator. Versus, for example, you want to be say example, a voice actor or actress, and your goal is, well, one day I want to work for, I don't know, Funimation. Oh, actually, not Funimation because they're being absorbed into Crunchyroll and combining libraries. But one day you want to be an English voice actor for an American studio or whatever, yeah, American corporation, and you do it. You work hard, you do everything you're supposed to do, and you reach your goal. That's very satisfying. And then once you do it, you're just like, I am very happy and content and proud of myself for the goal that I reached. Let's see what else I can do, versus I want to make money. Like, you're never going to be satisfied. Never. And I think that a lot of people, 57%. Oh, okay, I'm good. I think a lot of people are money motivated when it comes to their hobbies. And it's like, well, that's the thing. People who usually do really well monetizing their hobbies are really good at them because they were hobbies first. You can't, like, if you want to say, for example, you want to make beautiful nails and sell them, that's fine. That's no problem. But you have to actually get good at, the application of the powders, of the gels, of the acrylics, of building an actual nail. You have to actually get good at your craft, and actually, like, that's another thing. You need to acknowledge that your craft is a never ending learning process. So if you are doing something that is always changing, like art and certain mediums, like if you're working with clay, what else can I do with this thing? Instead of just being like, oh, I know how to make this, so pay me. It's like, well, just keep on evolving and keep on learning. And I understand it's like, in this society where we had to, like, live in a gig economy where people feel as though they need to, have multiple streams of income, which, I mean, I'm not going to lie, that is very true. Unfortunately, multiple streams of income, they need to be jobs first. In order for something to be, it's like, hold on. I drank a lot of water. I'm almost done. It's like, in order for you to have multiple streams of income, you literally need to make that thing a lake, a pond, an ocean, whatever. A stream of income means that it needs to be streaming in. Like how this stream is right now. This stream is organic and flowing, which means that, it's just happening. So you can't be working your regular job and then working a job where you're making mugs and a job where you're an Uber driver and a job where you do DoorDash and say you have multiple streams of income. No, you don't have multiple streams of income. You have 4 jobs. That's what that means. You have 4 jobs. Well, a stream of income is you have 1, maybe 2 solid jobs, and everything else is something that you can crockpot. Set it and forget it. Set it and forget it. But like I said, some of the times, most of the time, say for example, you want to sell, I don't know, say you want to do a small business thing like how they do on TikTok. Just go to YouTube and put in the search bar, small business TikTok. They're not really, most of them, majority of them are not really businesses. Most of them are buying things from Alibaba and AliExpress or Wish, and it's the same category of like 20 items, but just with different vendors, lip gloss, scrunchies, stickers, candy, like we're freaking children. I'm just like, what? you know, silly earrings like, 2 egg yolks, or, 2 cartons of milk, and or silly, funsy keychains, but like, or maybe lashes, um, um, lipsticks, whatever kind of thing. It's you like, again, search small business TikToks and you're going to see the same thing. That may seem fun, but it's not a stream of income. It's another job, because that means you have to be updated. You have to update your inventory. You have to actually take a time and sit down and fulfill the orders. Just because it's not as taxing and not as like you may actually enjoy it, but you still have to continuously work at it. Like once the orders come in, the orders don't take care of themselves. You have to sit down and get the boxes, and that's nothing. That's a whole creative process behind branding. Creating a PO box, creating an account, a business account, and for things that you actually want to succeed. You had to sit down and put the labels on. You had to be customer service. You had to be billing. You had to be human resources. Sorry. You had to take them to the post office, and that could be, depending on the success of your depending on the success of your business, that could be a whole full day. Um, but yeah, you had to for like, I want my YouTube to be a stream of income. After a while, like Twitch can't be a multiple. Twitch can't be a stream of income. It can be your income, but it can't be like, it can't be a secondary, or what am I trying to say? Like how I'm actively streaming right now, I need to actively do this. I can't be absent. I mean, technically, I could set up a little webcam, and if I were on the highway and it's like, well, it's 7 hours until I reach Georgia, here we go, then sure, okay, no problem. My eyes are going to be open. I'm going to be awake and on the road, so I might as well talk to you. But, for the most part, I can't walk away. I was actually gonna read some of my book, but I felt like an update was more in order, and I feel like you guys deserve that. um but yeah, you can't really walk away from I mean, I have seen streamers stream for like 18 hours plus. At that point, that is a job. That's a job, you know Now, say for example, you have a YouTube channel, and tons of people have their favorite YouTubers, where it's like they go back and watch, like, a really funny video that they saw, like especially with the animated ones. Maybe you go back and watch the Odd Ones Out, or ProZD, or Errol's Story. I feel bad because I'm subscribed to like a whole bunch of, like, really great people, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Just go to my YouTube and see my subscription list. There you go. Shout out to all the people on my subscription list. But yeah, when you make enough when you finally reach into that YouTube partner program, where it's like you can get, like, money for your videos, and it's videos that you've already posted, and someone can go and watch it and like it, that is a multiple stream of income, because something that is already exist and you don't pay any mind to anymore is making money for you. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that one thing, but you're going to have to create a lot of videos in order for people to, like, consistently click on this one, click on that one, click, 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 click. You can't have multiple streams of income with 3 videos and wondering why why do you don't have a Birkin bag? I'm sorry. You can't, you can't be, your favorite YouTuber with a whole closet full of Birkins and you haven't uploaded in like 7 months. Yes, I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about the Birkins though. I don't want a Birkin, but I'm just saying, like, I know that I can't expect, overnight success if I'm not putting in the work. So, and it has to be something that I deeply, deeply care about, which I do, but I need to eat, obviously. I need to have a roof over my head. I need to feed my meow meow, my kitty cat. She's over by the window. I need to take care of home first. That's priority number 1. And then I needed to do my grad school. I'm doing very well in grad school. I am putting forth my very best effort, and I don't want anything to make me slack in any way, shape, or form. That comes second. So unfortunately, this has to come third, and I have to be okay with the fact that if I want all those other things to be super, if I want the foundations of those 2 things to be strong, then this is unfortunately going to have to suffer. But I'm still going to show up for you guys anyway, because this actually makes me very happy. The only reason I actually was able to stream today was because I was supposed to be out all day today. Like, I wasn't supposed to be home until like probably 10 o'clock tonight. But I ended up coming back way early, like around 1 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, streaming in the daylight, streaming with my makeup semi done and my new lashes. Let's do it. So yeah, that's just where I've been. That's just where I am. And as far as where I'm going, I'm just gonna try and continue living. I mean, I have every intention of living, but I mean, what can I say? If you see me, you see me. If you don't, you don't. And I think that that's just how life is. We have to be gracious towards one another because we're not always going to have each other. You never know. God forbid, this could be my very last stream. This could be the only last. This could be the only thing I have to say into the universe to the end of time. And you'll never see me again. And that's even more, that drives home to the point where it's the fact that Twitch now, I think, changed its terms of service where instead of having it streams up for 2 weeks, now I think it's only 1 week. So 1 week from today, all of this will be gone. If I don't upload it to YouTube already. Yeah. So, I don't I didn't mean to end the stream on a downer. It's like 1 hour and 28 minutes exactly. I don't want to end it on a downer. Let's talk about this book real quick. Let's talk about this book. This book is called Everything I Never Told You by Celeste. Don't know how to pronounce it. Don't know how to pronounce her last name. But she is the author of, I don't know if you guys can see it. She is the same author of Little Fires Everywhere. And that is a show on Netflix as well, if you want to see it. I really like her writing style. And I love an author who can write about things that people are afraid to talk about. What's her name? I've talked about her before. She's the same author who wrote My Sister's Keeper. I think her name starts with a J. Joan? What? It's a scam. Like when people were junk. How like when you get a text message and they say like your M&T account, is showing suspicious activity. Click on this link. to check it out. Okay. Sure, Jan. Sure. What was I about to look up? Oh, okay. My sister's keep. Who wrote that book? I think her name starts with a J. Jodi Picoult. Ah, I was right. Okay. Yeah, I like Jodi Picoult's style of writing because they talk about things that people are afraid to talk about. And in this book, there's no particular main character, but I should say, it features the Lee family. The Lee family consists of James Lee, his wife Marilyn, um, and their two children, Nath and Hannah. Oh, sorry, Nathan and Hannah. They just call him Nath. I don't know why I don't call him Nate. It's weird. Nath? Nath? Like, I know your name is Nathan, but why don't they just call you Nate? I don't know. I'm like, that's stupid. But okay. Um, James is Chinese and his wife Maryland is white. And besides also having Nathan and Hannah, they also had their daughter Lydia. Nathan was the oldest, Lydia was the middle child, and Hannah was the youngest. And I'm not giving the book away. That's literally what it's about on the back. Um, a Chinese American family living in the 1970s, and Lydia's body is found in the local lake. So basically, it says that a profoundly moving story of family, secrets, and longing. Everything I Never Told You is both a gripping page turner and a sensitive family portrait, uncovering the ways in which mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, and husbands and wives struggle all their lives to understand one another. And I think I love this book so much because as a such the word P, not prospering, potential. As a therapist in training, I can't remember the word. I'm going to figure it out later. As a therapist in training, seeing families unravel, um, sounds really messed up. It's kind of like good source material for me. So it was a very lovely gift by a good friend of mine. For Christmas, she had a little, book book secret Santa thing going on where you buy someone a book and you pass it along and so on and so forth. It was cute. So she bought this for me, and I finally found the chance to sit down read, and I will actually be talking about this in a YouTube video after I get done a whole bunch of other YouTube videos in the queue. So I'm writing down notes. It's coming. Oh my god, when was the last time I said that? It's coming. But I'm not gonna kill myself over getting it out on time. So I'm enjoying the book, and I like to hear what other kind of books you guys are reading as well. Um, oh god, how do I end this? I think I'm just gonna end it just like that. Thank you so much for chilling with me, and I hope you guys had a lot of laughs. I hope you guys were enjoyed my stream. I know I did. I know the tangents just went everywhere. I was like being ridiculous, but it feels good. It feels good. I'm relaxed. I'm talking with you guys. I'm drinking my water, what's left of it. I feel pretty. And I'm just going to enjoy the day. When I mean enjoy the day, I mean probably get started on some grad school work, but on my terms. I'll probably go up to the community pool and sit around the poolside and read articles. And that's how I choose to spend my day. All right. See you guys. Turn this thing off now. Like an old person. How do you turn this thing off? Stop streaming.